Hey everybody, Alex Kozora from SteelersDepot.com doing our weekly initial analysis of the Steelers' big, comfortable win on Christmas Day, 34-6 over the Houston Texans. They lock up a first-round bye, no worse than the 2 seed, and if they beat Cleveland next week and the Patriots lose, and then the Steelers will then become the 1 seed. So still something to play for, still a game of interest this upcoming Sunday. So real quick, we're going to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Hope you enjoyed it with your loved ones. And you got to watch a comfortable Steelers win, which are words we don't say too often here on Steelers Depot. Usually they're nail biters, whether they're close games against tough opponents or they're down to the wire games against teams that the Steelers quote unquote should beat. But Steelers get the win. They're 7-1 on the road this year. I mean, I get that the Steelers have their issues on the road, and obviously they're a different team on the road. I'm sure most teams are. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure any fan base, any team would kill to be 7-1 on the road, even as ugly as it looks sometimes for the Steelers. Bottom line is, they're truthfully one of the best teams on the road because they get the W, they get the results that they want. And while the style points aren't pretty, again, a lot of teams would be more than okay not taking the stop points and taking the W's the way that the Steelers do. So 7-1 on the road. Again, second half of the year, I think they only lost one game so far. Second half of the year, we'll see what happens against the Browns. Assuming they win that game, then you'll have another, I think, a fourth or fifth straight year where Mike Tomlin's Steelers are 6-2 or better in the second half of the season. So they're a team built to last. That's what makes them always competitive this time of year. That's why they're generally a team that's on the rise this time of year because they're well conditioned. And when it gets to December football, a lot of their teams start slowing down. The Steelers are either just maintaining or getting better when they can find their run game. So big win today. We're not going to talk about a whole lot because I think it's pretty easy to see what happened. Offensive efficiency was really critical. You won with the pass. You won with the run game. Bell was himself. The line did a nice job. Ben didn't have to do a whole lot, but I thought he played a really good game. His ball placement on some of those vertical shots were great. The one to Bryant, the one to Juju, really strong throws. You look at them in red zone, they were 4-6 in the red zone. They were 7-12 on third down. The Steelers, again, continue to have excellent success on third down. I mean, I think over the last 3 weeks, they're around 70% or so, maybe 65%, which is an astounding number. And to go 7-12 against the Texans defense that was top 5 in third down defense, I think at around 35% offenses were converting. That's more special because the Texans defense, they throw a lot at you. They throw a ton of sub package. They bring in 6-7 defensive backs. They'll show a lot of different pressure looks. And I thought the Steelers did a really good job of recognizing where the pressure was coming from and either getting the ball out hot or picking it up. So credit to guys like Villanueva, Bell, and Ben. I thought were three key guys that I remember on specific plays where there was a guy coming in free and either Bell or Villanueva picked up a free guy or Ben got the ball out hot. So that was really critical because I was worried about the pressure the Texans could get. Their pass numbers didn't look great this year, but they are a pretty varied team when they get pressure from a lot of different sources. I thought that could give the Steelers some problems, but I thought generally the offense did a nice job of handling it. So they just, you get out to a good lead. You force the Texans, which run game was successful, to be more one-dimensional. And once you do that, Houston does not have a chance. They don't have the quarterback play to sustain trying to pick up a 17-point hole. And so that was enough to get the victory on that end. Excuse me, still a little sick. Apologize. Should apologize at the top for that. My voice sounds probably a little raspy, but we'll get through it. So defensively for Pittsburgh, again, you force Houston to pass, you're going to have success that way. You get to the quarterback, I think 6 sacks in total. Mike Hilton with 3 of them. Crazy numbers there. Came into the season with 1 sack, ends it with 4 total, 3 against Houston, the first defensive back since Adrian Wilson in 2005. To have 3 in a game, first cornerback since the stats were recorded to have 3 in a game. 1 of 3 Steelers defensive backs in their franchise history have 3 in a game. That joins Troy and Carnell Lakes, a really cool group of guys there. But Butler had some creative pressures, some stuff he's done in the past. 2 of the Hilton sacks were on combination pressures where you have the safety coming from the one side, nickel corner coming from the other, and the other I think was just a standard nickel blitz, a safe four-man pressure. So some stuff that Butler's gone to the well with several times this year. I thought really had success. Texans, they couldn't figure out the protection schemes, and you got him coming in free again against subpar quarterback play. Let's see, I'm gonna cough here, so I'm gonna mute my mic. Apologize for that. Yeah, that's the cough. It's no fun. But yeah, Cam Hayward, 2 sacks, 12 sacks on the season, 2 forced fumbles. He's a beast. Why he's in the Pro Bowl is beyond me. It's on display. Joe Hayden shadowing Hopkins did a good job overall. The only big complaint defensively is the run defense. Running backs getting free into the second level. Linebackers not getting off blocks. Texans doing a good job with double teaming. I thought Hayward and Tuitt and Hargrave, linebackers have to shed and fill. Didn't always get that. Some issues on the outside contained, maybe with Davis, a little bit of Mitchell. Hayden on the one big run. I think loss contained should have kept that thing inside to his safety help. So that's been a concern. Again, some of the communication alignment stuff, you're still trying to work out some of the bugs. So it wasn't perfect for the defense. And again, for a Texans offense that was so one-dimensional, their run game should have not had nearly the success that it did. I mean, they ran for $176 and average over 6 yards a carry. That's not... I mean, in a game like that where your quarterback is a half-broken T.J. Yates and the other kid from Old Dominion, where they pass the ball for I think 51 or 58 yards. I don't know how you went for 176 yards. That hasn't happened to Pittsburgh in that kind of situation in a long, long time. But hopefully, it gets a little better each week. So again, Barry was fine. Boswell was excellent. He breaks Norm Johnson's record for most field goals made in a season with 35. The return game, Eli Rogers had a little bit of a spark in the return game, so special teams was pretty solid all around. So those are my thoughts on the game. I'm going to wrap this thing up before I continue to cough and annoy everybody here, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below on the Steelers win. Any thoughts on the playoff picture ahead in Week 17 against Cleveland. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.